Right, team, welcome back to the podcast. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute, or a microwave minute, or a treadmill minute, whatever you want to call it as. But I hope we're doing good. Hope we're doing all right. So if I'm a little rusty, just bear with me. Obviously, I can't really be too rusty because all I do is just chat some shit. But anyway, we're gonna dive straight into it. I was thinking about this for a few days, to be honest, and it's all about there are many ways to skin a cat. So obviously that's an age-old saying. We're not actually going to be de-skinning a cat, but many ways to skin a cat. There is not one size fits all, and all the above sayings. There are many ways that we can, come to the same conclusion. There are many ways that we can accomplish whatever we want to achieve. There are many ways that we can, do anything that we want to do. And all we have to do in life is figure out the way that we want to do it and figure out the way we want to get there. Obviously, if we relate this to fitness, we can go diets. We all know, or we should know if we listen to the nutrition podcast, especially with the one with Mitch, the nutrition coach. We talk about achieving a calorie deficit, and that is the quote-unquote magical key factor that helps us to lose weight, or achieving a calorie surplus if we want to gain some weight. But the process of getting there can be very different. You can choose different paths. Obviously, you can go, if it fits your macros, you can start weighing things and plug it in that way. You can go ketogenic, you can go Atkins diet, you can do fucking intermittent fasting, you can do all these things, but you're achieving the same thing. You're just using a different set of tools and a different skill set, I guess, to achieve that. And then training, it's exactly the same with training. If you wanna get big and strong, ideally you would use the big three movements, a bench press, a deadlift and a squat. But you can get big and strong without using those movements. You can get big and strong without doing, variations of those movements. You can get big and strong by just using dumbbells or kettlebells, or, I was chatting to an athlete yesterday, one of my members, and, she was like, it's unfortunate because she remembers back in uni where most of the lads are around the free weights dumbbell area, and most of the ladies are in the classes area and the cardio machines, and it's full of obviously stereotypes within the industry at the moment. Hopefully they do get broken down, and I have seen some massive progression towards that. But you don't have to stay on the same path that you've been using just because it's the only thing that you know. Obviously, if you're enjoying it, and obviously if it's working for you, then stay on it. And you will get a lot of people saying, do this because this is my way and I know it works. But at the end of the day, if you're using your way and you know it works, then why not? You don't have to alter your path to suit other people simply because that's their way and your way is slightly different. And then obviously you can see it from the other perspective, where it's like, I've tried this for a number of years or a series of months, and then I'm going to try something different. I'm going to throw myself into some powerlifting. I'm going to throw myself into step class, Zumba, or fucking weightlifting, or anything like that. And like I say, it's that age-old saying that we began the podcast with: there is no one way to skin a cat. You can do it any ways that you choose, and my advice that I would give would be choose something that, one, you enjoy, so you'll be sustainable at it and you'll end up being consistent, and two, that works. Obviously, if you enjoy it and it doesn't work, then don't keep doing it. Like if your aim is to lose weight, but you enjoy smashing 3 15-inch pizzas a day, you're probably not going to lose some weight. If you enjoy it and you're a lot more likely to stick with it and be a bit more consistent with it. And then, as we know, team, that's where we see the results, is when we're consistent with something. We can be consistent with shit programming, but if you are, you follow it word for word and you're consistent with it 3, 4, 5 days a week for a few months, you're gonna see somewhat of a result. Obviously, it's not going to be the most effective, it's not going to be the most efficient, but you'll still see some results. All you got to do is keep doing it, which is the hard and the easy thing, I reckon. It's easy once you make it a habit. Like I touched on at the beginning of the episode again, creating those habitual rituals that sounds a bit funny, that habitual ritual, but creating those routines that you don't have to think about anymore, and that I think is the key, or one of the keys of making things a lot easier. Like, we only have a certain amount of willpower in the day, so like I said, why would you use some of that willpower to then try something else that might not work for you? If something's going really, really well, keep doing it. If something starts slipping, then you might need to start looking elsewhere, with different training programs, different maybe nutrition principles, not principles, sorry, the principle's going to be the same, but nutrition protocols, i.e., if you're fat adaptive like myself, like, I can't go without carbohydrates, but in the morning, for example, I enjoy consuming a lot of fat because it keeps me fuller for longer. I'm cognitively more effective, and I can go for a lot longer. I don't have to eat past dinner time, you know what I mean? So I can get to around about 2 p.m. and I can have trained before that, and I'm fine. But other people might need to change it up a little bit, and it's going to be slightly different. No one size fits all. We cannot all fit our foot in Cinderella's glass slipper. So it's all about trying to find our own glass slippers, being able to adapt that, and that's where your coach comes in. That's why the word trainer is a buzzword for me, because it creates a portrayal of, you have 60 minutes of my time and then you can fuck off, and that's not the case. That's not the industry or the job that I want. So I will not be called a trainer, I'll be called a coach. That's where we go back to that program that I might have spent a week and a half on, and we alter it because it wasn't up to scratch and it wasn't perfect and it wasn't 100%. It's not the most effective or efficient, or something's changed in the athlete's life where, okay, we need to work around that, we need to alter it a little bit, and we need to go back, and it's like, it's constant discussion, it's a constant learning curve, and it's a constant like teaching and learning from both sides. Like, the amount I've learned from members and from athletes is absolutely incredible, and I'd like to think that they've learned the same from me. However, I put it through the medium of obviously fitness. Like, that's my chosen field to have a profession in. But like I say all the time, this through fitness is not, to look better, to lift more, to run faster, to all those like aesthetic sort of performance, tangible sort of goals. Like, we train, we lift, we run, we work out for all the psychological benefits, and that is the utmost key for anything. If you go in and just crush yourself in whatever you decide to do, whether it is Pilates and yoga, whether it is powerlifting, whether it is bodybuilding, whether it is CrossFit, whether it is cycling, whether you want to compete, whether you don't, whether you care about your performance or not, all you're going to do is go in and give 100% of what you can. And if that is 20% of your overall potential, but that 20% is 100% of what you can give today, then who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, you're going in, you're dealing with any stress that you're dealing with. You're going in, you're bettering yourself, you're putting in the work to do so, and then you're leaving a better person mentally, not physically. Doesn't matter about physically. Yeah, granted, we're going to be, improving physically and all that sort of stuff, but that's not the main problem. That's not the main thing that we're going for. So just remember, team, like, there is no one size fits all. There is no one way to skin a cat. And if someone chooses to work out nutrition wise or anything in a certain way and it works for them, then that's absolutely fine. Like, there's no need to sort of discriminate against that. It's the age-old, problem of just because you were born on that side of that line and I was born on this side, we are like made to hate each other. Just because someone trains powerlifting and someone trains yoga, you're meant to discriminate against each other. No, like, we can all learn from one another, and that's the beauty about the fitness industry, and that's also the shit about the fitness industry, because we like to shoot ourselves in the foot by pissing on all the other sides of the industry. So just remember, team, like, stick in your own lane. If it works, stick in your own lane. If not, have a little divert. Try this, try that. You might like it. But if it's working for you, team, and other people, like, you shouldn't do that and you should do this, it really doesn't matter. Just stick in your own lane. There is no one size fits all, and there is no way to skin a cat. No one way to skin a cat. Just before I pop off, team, hopefully that's it's just gained you a little bit of confidence just to keep doing what you're doing. And I just wanted to check in with you because it has been a microwave minute. I want to leave you with a quote, one of my favourite quotes of all time. Hopefully you've heard of it before, but if not, that's cool too. It's called "The Man in the Arena." All right, it's by Theodore Roosevelt, or Teddy Roosevelt, one of the presidents of the United States. It says, "It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." Thanks, team. I really appreciate that. Have a absolutely belter of a day, and hopefully we'll see you very soon rather than it being a long time again. Right, team, take it easy. Have a great day. Peace out.